Hey everyone, thank you very much for joining me on today's live stream. We're going to be looking at why the gold prices, silver price, palladium, platinum prices dropped currently. This is news in pretty much in the last couple of hours. There's a big drop in the price of silver, dropped down by about 30 odd cents. And then gold's also dropped off as well. So we're going to I've got two articles that we're going to take a look at. Enjoy the stream. If you like the content, please hit the like button and please comment as well. Always look forward to your comments. And guys, we had a great stream yesterday for those that joined us. Myself and Health Babe, and we had a discussion in regards to silver, and of course we've got into a little bit of crypto, but we're going to get into that probably in the next one. But let's get things started. In the eye in the top right hand corner, I will be adding in additional content just by past videos, so you're more than welcome to click that if you're watching this afterwards. So we'll obviously add that in. Now, excuse today, my hay fever's kicked in again, unfortunately. Whereas yesterday I thought I'd pretty much reached the end of the sort of the high pollen counts. So unfortunately, it's the same again. So I might need to blow my nose occasionally. So just be prepared for that. But I just want to welcome a couple of people here. We got World Stalkers in. Long Island Hardcore Detectorist is here as well, and we've got another two people currently listening. So again, thank you very much for this. This is top news just in regards to precious metals. There was a heck of a drop. We can see it in this chart here. Had a nice big drop or sell-off, however you want to look at it. And I've got some news in regards to that. There's probably a lot of people wondering what the heck is going on. So we're going to look at that right now. Mellow Stacker, hey Mellow Stacker, how are you doing, buddy? It's good to see you. Thanks for dropping in. So let's take a closer look. Okay, so currently silver price is currently under $15. It's at $14.98, and did drop as low as I think it was $14.93 when I looked. Yeah, $14.89. So it has managed to claw back about 10 cents. So which means that it's hit a level of support, and as you can see here, there is a good level of support right in this position right now. Also, what made me think there'd be a sell-off is essentially we've been in this consolidation period for quite well, almost the past week now to try and consolidate. So we had a bit of a sell-off there on the 1st of July, and we've come back the next day, big candle up, and then the last couple of days there's been a sell. However, we just haven't been able to break to the high side. So what tends to happen is in that situation is we drop off, find a level of support, and then bounce back up again. So hopefully that is going to be the case. We'll have to wait and see, but we are in a good level of support here, which explains why we've come back roughly about 10 cents. So we're about to approach the $15 level again now. So we're going to keep an eye on that in regards to how that is going on. Let's have a look. I couldn't find well, there's all of the donkeys are in today, so there's probably a good chance you're probably going to hear something. So we'll have to wait and see for that one. Will Stalker. Melisac says, I'm good. How are you? Not too bad. I was just saying there, my hay fever, unfortunately, is peaked again now. So I'm hoping that it's going to subside, but we'll have to wait and see. So I'm going to break down the silver in the hourly price here. So essentially, that doesn't look very good, but as I was saying, we're bouncing off support currently, which is great. So we're in the buyers are back, essentially. So we're starting to see that pullback. So that's why in the daily candle, you can see there's a big wick, and we're slowly starting to buy ourselves back in. So we're currently approaching that $15 level. Well, we've just hit it now, according to the price right now. We're going to see if hopefully we can punch on through that. I wouldn't say punch on through, but ideally claw back some of the losses. So far in the last hour, we're down 2 cents, 2.5 cents. Actually, we're 2 cents up in the last hour. So the market is starting to come back. So we're definitely oversold in regards to where our moving averages are. So we're definitely going to see some kind of catch up now in regards to trying to get ourselves back up to these sort of levels. Ideally, the 15.10 mark is also a fair good level of support as long as we can break it now, because now it'll probably act as resistance. So we'll have to wait and see how that pans out. Melistag says, what do you think about what Max Kaiser was saying about Bitcoin versus gold? Did you? It was very interesting in the way he was putting it. I mean, I try and put as much of those in the community post as I can. I mean, I definitely see the benefit that Bitcoin has currently over gold is it allows very easy access. Whereas you can obviously go online and see how much it's going for. If you've got a Coinbase or, let's say another exchange that you use, it's easy to sell and benefit from those quick. There's good money to be made in Bitcoin. Don't get me wrong, which far exceeds both gold and silver in regards to percentages. So, it's more than likely going to head that way based on Bitcoin just being in limited supply. Call it that. I thought it was very interesting, and that's the reason why I wanted to share it with everybody. Long Island Detectorist saying peace out. Will Stalker, how are things your end? You pick up any more slabbed? Right, we're going to have a look at gold now. So gold, again, also a bit of a sell-off. You can see the lines are very similar. I thought we were going to have, interesting enough, we were going to have a double bottom here. Whereas we've got a very similar pattern that has repeated itself. And then what tends to happen is on the double bottom, you get a pullback, very much like what we saw here. So I was hoping we were going to see an identical move. We could be seeing that if we have a look at the hourly chart. So we're going to go into the 1 hourly chart here and see how we're looking. Okay, gold also doing the same thing. I was going to say same thing as silver's doing, but silver's doing the same thing as gold is doing. So we are starting to see a bit of a pullback. We found support level. Our support level here at 1398, which is very good support. We actually initially broke through that. Our low on gold was, in the last hour, the low was 391. And I'm pretty sure, it was in the 1386 level for the day. So that's as far as it dropped down. But I'm very happy with the support here. Hopefully, again, we had a lot of consolidation, but we just weren't pushing for higher highs. We were unable to because there's not enough buyers in the market. Everyone's waiting for information, which is another thing we're going to have a look at. So we had all that information wait period, and they obviously didn't like the information which was disclosed. So hence why we've got the sell-off now, and we're starting to see a bit of a pullback. So it's going to be interesting to see how gold finishes on the day. But ideally, we're definitely oversold in regards to our moving averages here. So hopefully, we're going to see it's good buying opportunity there. Once there's a big sell-off, there's more than likely going to be a strong pullback. So that's one thing we're gonna watch out for. Paul Stalker says not too shabby. I haven't picked up much, but got some North Korea notes today. Okay, cool, awesome, man. I guess you'll be doing a video on that soon. Mellow Stacker, what did you think, Mellow Stacker, in regards to what Max Kaiser was saying there in regards to Bitcoin versus gold? But if you guys haven't seen, I put a community post where Max Kaiser was talking about. They were also talking about silver manipulation, about COMEX dumping ETFs, fake ETFs. I'm not sure if that is probably more speculation rather than evidence, but he went into that in quite a large. I wouldn't say large, but he gave it a fair amount of time in regards to going through that. So it's interesting the way he was talking about COMEX essentially manipulating the market to either benefit either supply or oversupply or over demand. But definitely worth a look at if you guys haven't seen that. It's my community post there. Mellow Stacker, I bought gold and silver before the drop. Oh, okay. Jeez, okay. Well, it would have been great if you bought it at the drop, though. But still, I think we're going to be pulling back. So we're definitely approaching the 1400. Silver's already or was over the. Okay, it's about $15 thereabouts. So we're going to keep an eye on that. Now let's get into this first article. So what we have here is we've got precious metals hammered after U.S. jobs report. Gold and gold after jobs report. Gold, silver down 2%. Platinum down nearly 4%. So we're going to take a look at that as well. We've got this is by Kitco. We got Anna Golubova. That was posted today. So the precious metals sector tumbled on Friday following strong U.S. jobs numbers, with gold and silver down 2% on the day, platinum nearly 4% on the day. I was just talking about COMEX there. There's a perfect example. August COMEX gold was last at $1,389, down 2.23 on the day. September COMEX silver was last at $1,498, which we're about $1,499 or something currently, down 2.3%. October platinum was last at $812, down 3.76%. So really Platinum taking the hardest hit so far. Will Stoker says, hopes Platinum goes down $400. Unlikely, but I share your optimism. Melostag says, lost their shorts. Yeah, literally. Melostag says, I don't think it's a safe haven. People bought it in at 21,000 thinking it was a safe haven and list their shorts. See, unfortunately, Melostag, there was a lot of people that got into the Bitcoin market too late and just riding off the hype. So they didn't really do enough research in regards to up. And I bet you this is probably a good 80% of people that got into Bitcoin, got in late thinking that they were going to ride the wave all the way up without understanding the market. And that is very much a true fact that a lot of people didn't understand what was going on with Bitcoin. They just jumped in thinking they were going to make all this kind of money, and then there was a massive retracement. And of course, at that stage, you're like, when you bought in at 21K, when you bought in at 21K, and then all of a sudden it drops down to like 17 or something like that, what are you going to do? You're going to take a hit? You're going to take a $4,000 hit, or do you think, well, I'll wait a little bit, it's going back up again, and then it drops down again, well, another couple of grand? So I think it was more people getting into the market late, not understanding how the markets work, and just trying to, oh, I'm going to jump on the wagon and make a quick buck. In regards to it, I mean, there's only like 4 million. There's about 4 million, actually less. There's less than 4 million supply left for Bitcoin, so don't forget that. So from a safe haven perspective, yes, we're still a bit early at that stage. However, watch when the prices start to go back up again. You'll see mindsets you will see mindsets change. Don't forget, Bitcoin is the first asset in the world that is going to run out officially. So what is Platinum? We're going to take a look at that in a moment, Mr. Doughboy 356. So we'll certainly take a look. Right, so we got U.S. payrolls rose by 224,000 in June, according to the Bureau of Labor Statistics. The monthly figure beat market expectations by 160,000 new positions. The U.S. unemployment rate edged up 3.7% from 3.6% in June. Meanwhile, wages and other key elements in the report were unchanged at 3.1%. The precious metals were largely reacting to the market repricing of expectations when it comes to the Federal Reserve's rate cut at the July meeting. With the unemployment rate slightly at 3.7% and average earnings disappointing, the jobs data is certainly a mixed bag. Today's report is likely to complicate the Federal Reserve's decision to cut rates this month. And that's probably another thing, is everyone's been pricing in these interest rate cuts that are coming in. All of a sudden, they've got this sort of mixed bag of jobs data coming in, and now they're like, this might complicate matters now. And now the Fed Reserve may not cut rates. So that's the reason why they're speculating that there could also be an issue down the line if they don't cut rates. So again, it's in the way the move has happened now, I think it's fairly positive it's happening now as opposed to back down the line. So hopefully this will be restructured after this dump now, and then there'll be, oh yeah, well, it's not as bad as we thought. So, and then we'll rebound and aim higher. Today's report is likely to complicate the Federal Reserve's decision to cut interest rates this month, especially if economic conditions in the United States continue to stabilize leading up to the Fed's policy meeting. However, if they do cut rates, though, you'll probably see a massive jump in precious metals prices. In response, the US dollar jumped on Friday, with the DXY last trading at 97.3, up 0.6 on the day. So obviously dollar strength just climbing slightly. The sentiment is reflecting the dollar's appreciation, with further upside expectations as investors start to reevaluate whether the Fed will pull the rate cut trigger. So some are now doubting that's going to happen, and hence why the dollar's getting a little bit stronger. I think platinum is around 800. Yeah, but last time I checked, I believe it was. Sorry, I'm just going to jump back. I'll jump back to the article. It's 805, $28.91 down. This article is by Kitco News. You're welcome to check them out. I do have them in my. They're in my playlists. You can obviously go there. I tend to update and save all their articles there, and I do post some stuff every now and then. So that's pretty much the main obviously disappointment in precious metals today is caused by the US jobs report. And we came across this little article as well in regards to silver. It says silver sees largest daily ETF inflows in a year. Now this was published yesterday. So what it says silver's demand is picking up, with the metal seeing the largest daily ETF inflow over the past year, says the BMO Global Commodities Research. While gold ETFs flows are hit the headlines over the past month, over the past week, silver has seen a larger net positive change. In particular, yesterday saw the largest single daily inflow over the past 5.55 million ounces. Writes BMO Capital Markets Managing Director of Commodities Research, Colin Hamilton. This marked the 5th consecutive day of gains for silver, with gold having priced in potential rate cuts extremely quickly. We view silver as a catch-up trade at present, particularly if the retail investors help to lift the bar and coin demand. And that is that's by Anna Golubova of Kitco News. Risk aversion to boost gold and silver for the rest of 2019. Capital Economics. Gold and silver prices will remain supported for the rest of the year as a risk aversion dominates the market. So obviously, even though we've got this little setback now, it's still fairly bullish in regards to precious metals. There's World Soccer on his way. Got to go, Sir Limey. Talk tomorrow. No problem. Cheers, buddy. Take care. Talking Bullion. Hey, buddy. Hey, Talking Bullion. Hope you're doing well. How are you? Otherwise, Melostack says China said no deal, didn't they? That is a good point. That's one thing I haven't checked yet, but I will check that out. Did you see Russia pulled out of the nuclear treaty? I thought that was very interesting. And that was mainly because of the US pulling out of the treaty. The Dover shift of stance by major central banks and a more downbeat outlook for the global growth prompted inflows into safe haven assets in the last month. We think that rising investor risk aversion will buttress gold and silver prices through the remainder of the year, writes The Economist. Capital Economics sees silver rising to $16 an ounce by the end of the year on strong demand. Coin sales have already risen so far in 2019 and should continue to benefit from the rising appetite for safe havens. As such, we expect to see gold and silver price ratios to fall this year. As such, we expect the gold-silver price ratio to fall this year, they say. Seeing is believing, I believe. So I want to see if I can pull up should be able to pull up the gold and silver ratio. And we can take a look. There we go. Gold-silver ratio. Lost for words. How you doing? Deal or no deal? No deal. Gold Addict. Looks like the gold to silver ratio is getting closer to 100. Well, it's up. It's up today, up to 93.14. It's up 0.453. That's about 0.5%. We're going to see the chart on that now and see how gold and silver look on the ratio. Doing well, my friend. Thanks for asking. Absolute pleasure. I hope you're doing well there, Gold Addict. He's got if you guys haven't seen it, he's got some very nice stack videos. Gold Addict, definitely worth a look. Okay, so here we go. Here is the gold and silver ratio. So if you have a look here, this was back in July of 19. We were 91, and so that was beginning of the month. That was a good 4 days ago, and we've already gone up almost 2 points. Wow, that's really disappointing. And we're going to do a daily. We'll see what the weekly looks like. All right, so what we have here is that is on the weekly chart, and we've got record numbers in regards. You can just see that trend between the gold and silver ratios just going up consistently. There's a little bit of a fall whenever silver goes up. I think those were the really strong days for silver, but other than that, it's just green. Look at that, very little selling, or in comparison to very low prices. I even did a trend line to see, and that's where I started it. I started it at 67. That was in April of 2017. So quite a consistent gold to silver ratio. What do you guys perceive in regards to, I mean, just looking at this chart now, what do you guys think? I mean, you've got 93.14 at the lowest point there, and a couple of years back there, March 17, it was 68.15. What do you see in this band? Just want to ask you guys out there, what do you see? Steve Rice, I'm very well, and yourself? I hope you guys, I hope everyone had a great 4th of July, Independence Day. I'm sure you all had friends and family around, but yeah. So Mellow Stacking says, "What's the widest spread on the gold silver ratio that's ever been? What's the widest spread on the gold silver ratio?" Well, we're looking at it. I mean, do you guys see maybe opportunity in regards to this correcting, or do you think it's just going to keep going? Do you reckon the numbers are just going to keep going up in regards to silver and gold ratio? What do you guys think? I think it's. I think it has been 120 before. Wow. Okay. I don't think so. It's. I think this is its highest. We're going to do. We'll do an all-time take. Yep. That's well. It's us. That's the records began on this program in '97, but it could well be. I don't know. It might be. I can't see what this little section is going to tell me. But according to that, it's 93.10. It's currently the highest it's been, at least in the last 12 years. To start with, the lowest point was down here. That was when we had the 2011 prices, the manipulation of the silver market, and it was down to 32. Imagine that. It was all the way up here from 82. Imagine getting into the market at that point when it was 82. Silver manipulation kicks in, and you've got a price drop down to 62. So all of a sudden, your gold to silver ratio is now 20 ounces less, and then it goes up slightly, not by much, and then bam, it drops all the way down here. What an absolute bargain to trade off your silver for gold back in April of 2011, when you could trade 31 ounces of silver for an ounce of gold. We look at today's price though, and it's 93.10 ounces of silver to 1 ounce of gold. Let's have a look. Gold Addict could go there again. Yeah, it's certainly. I mean, I'd say a few people have said if it reaches 100, there's going to be an adjustment and a pullback, but then would have to see some form of price adjustment in regards to what silver is going to be. Because it can't be. I mean, I can't see people dropping gold personally to help close the gap. So I think the upside has to come from silver if they're going to try and close this gap. Gold Addict says it cuts off in 97 if you don't pay for the extras. Thanks, Gold Addict. Lost for words. It's been higher than 93 to 1. Says I believe it hit 102. Wow, to 1 in the past. Steve Rice, $1,300 or less by the end of the year. Oh, do you reckon gold will be about 1,300? It's an interesting way to put it. Again, there could be opportunity though for silver investors to get in on this market. Yes, you'd be taking a bit of a gamble, but you will be taking a bit of a gamble. Just note, any opinions I express in this video are my own. I'll put a disclaimer in the description as well. But yeah, I think it's going to be a very interesting one. Oh, sorry. Get that closed down. Right. Okay, so that's the silver and gold ratio. Where were we? I think, yeah, we've finished up with that one there. And then we're going to be looking at there wasn't really much on that one, so we pretty much finished on those two. Okay, so looking at gold. Gold's up to, okay, so we're clawing back a little bit, so we're up to 396. Sorry, 396. 1300 and, well, 1397 currently at the moment. Do any of you in the chat think that silver is going to make 1550 in the near future? Do you see a $16 silver? I mean, it probably seems more realistic than seeing a $50 silver or a $100 silver, but I think there is room for it to grow. You know, it could be 1600. I think I said 1600. Sorry, I think I said last year when there was predictions in regards to it. I think I put my numbers on $16 an ounce by the end of this year, based on current flows. Steve Rice says we all have opinions. You know what they say about opinions. So I mean, I've got 5 in the chat at the minute. What are your predictions for silver in the near future by the end of the year? I mean, I said $16 last year. Probably sticking to that figure. Although some economists think that it's going to go up to it could be $17.50, somewhere around there. But I think 16's a fairly okay number. Vegas Stacker, I haven't done well trying to predict silver prices. Well, I mean, where do you see silver going in the near term? Gold. I mean, gold. Where do you see gold? We're approaching back to the $1,400 level. So we're in a good area. I'm not really certain about this area here for now. But look, 1398 is probably a decent level for support for gold. So we're going to see how that pans out. Let's take a look at platinum. So platinum also took a bit of a nosedive, and we can see it here. It was at 833. On the hourly, so it's extremely oversold currently, so it is going to try and pull back. I suspect we'd have to wait and see. It was interesting that considering the past few weeks, the platinum hasn't really been moving anywhere, and has either stuck to its guns or gone up, and that yet with regard to this news that came out, all of a sudden it's affected by it. So I think it's very interesting in regards to that. Fellow Stacker says 250 to the moon, $250. Vegas Stack says, honestly, I thought it would hit 14 due to manipulation. 2020, I think it spikes. Steve Rice says, mellow, I wish. We can all dream, I suppose. I mean, I'm sure everyone is in pain currently now. Whoever's invested in silver, I'm invested in silver. I said this to Health Babe yesterday when we were doing it. I said, you either go with the flow, or you cut your losses and get out completely. Because this is the sort of ride that we're going to expect. The volatility of silver. This is our daily battle that we have to battle with on our daily battle every day. Is we just have these ups and downs constantly. Whereas we don't really have that sort of smooth playing field as gold tends to do. Technically, we've almost reversed all our gains. back to the 2nd of July. All these gains are practically wiped out. Wow. Right, so platinum, $807 an ounce. It's down $27.38. We're going to look at palladium. Now, palladium's been on a consistent high for some time, and the highs are just around the corner. I think they're about $16 and some change for the highs for palladium. So we're just around the corner there. We are seeing a bit of a pullback, though. There is a pullback currently over here, but it looks like we've come back, and that's probably affected by the slump across the board in regards to precious metals pricing. So I don't think it's anything to be considering, but I suspect there probably will be some form of adjustment here. We've had too much growth in such a short length of time that we haven't really had time to adjust to sell back. So there is probably going to be an adjustment, some kind of pullback at some point, palladium. So you know, it could go up a little bit first and then come back down. Who knows? We might put pressure on the high, the all-time high, and then slowly pull back down to this level. So we'll have to wait and see how we get on there. I'm going to look at BTC. Sorry, I just want to check the Health Babe. Hey, Health Babe, how are you doing? Thank you yesterday. The live stream that we had yesterday was just fantastic. Really enjoyed it. Thank you so much for your time. Sorry, I couldn't allocate any more time, but that was the time I had. I was just saying there to everybody at the beginning, my hay fever's kicked back in again, unfortunately. So, you know, you might hear me blow my nose occasionally. So again, I apologize for that. But you know, hay fever does call. But other than that, interesting moment. I'll put an article up there which I've read out already. So if you want to check the article, you can check it out. Just by playback in the video, but the jobs data that came out pretty much affected the precious metals market, so definitely worth a look. Health Babe's just saying hello to everybody there. Good afternoon. We've got Vegas Stacker says, okay, I'm going to go back on the chat here. It looks like I was wrong. The highest gold to silver ratio I could find was 91 to 1. Yeah, I thought that, you know, they would have. Well, I think as well, because it said previously that the gold to silver ratio was at an all-time high. So essentially, I didn't look further than that, and I started to doubt myself there. But I guess so. That's it. We're at record highs for silver and gold ratio. Steve Rice is pretty good. You doing well? Yeah, I'm not doing too bad. Again, just a hay fever today. Jeepers, I thought I was over it. Vegas Stacker, everything is volatile. You never know what will happen in news that will affect every sector. Who knows? And who knows the jobs data? I'm sure that's wreaking some havoc as well elsewhere. So definitely, it may not necessarily just affect precious metals. So keep that in mind. Steve Rice, lost the subs are one of my favorites. Healthfood says, I am doing good. Thanks for your invite. That was fun. And we shared our info with others. I know I did definitely enjoy that. Lots of Words says, I will never go against your word again, my friend. Hey, man, it's okay. I certainly wouldn't take things personal. You know, Health Babe says agreed. Lost Word says agreed. Health Babe, dollar is strong again. I know the dollar index is up. It's not up by much though. I think it was 0.6, but it is up, and precious metals are down. But it looks like they are starting to fight back. Okay, we're looking at Bitcoin here. Bitcoin's sort of holding its own there at 11,200. For the day. So let's take a look at where we are. So we're still in this lovely, you know, we've had that was our sell-off. So hopefully we're going to rebuild and pull off and start aiming higher relatively soon. We did have a pullback here. We hit that 12 yesterday, and then we've had a pullback down. So it's going to be very interesting in regards to how this is going to go, but it still looks very good. So I'm keeping an eye on Bitcoin currently. Lovely. There's a green candle for me with a wick on both ends. That's for the daily. We'll have a look at the hourly for Bitcoin. Okay, we're a little bit, in regards to moving averages, probably a little bit oversold, so we might see a pullback shortly. You can see here, and we were under the averages, straight down, try to consolidate to build up, and it's another sell-off again, back down to 10,800. Then the buyers came back into the market, straight back up again. A little bit of a sell-off and adjustments again. We just seem to be buying and selling currently at the minute. So there's no build-up. So hopefully we can consolidate out and then slowly push higher and back up to these numbers here. I want to see us back up over the 12,000 mark, but that 12K is starting to look like resistance. So hopefully we can maintain the buying momentum. I like the platinum movement today. I'm sure you do, Health Babe. Hey, S&P, how you doing? It's good to see you. It puts the lotion in the basket. Help us out. I'm doing good. Thanks for the invite. Sorry, dollar is strong again. That's a lot. Yeah, for me, I don't perceive it as a lot, but I suppose it's all in the eye of the beholder. Lost World says you're welcome. It puts the lotion in the basket. He says new here in New York. New here in New York strippers accept silver. They have lots. I'm sure they. You never know. They might well. That might well be true. S&P. I like platinum at the moment. I'm sure Health Babe's looking for lower prices for platinum. Have you moved up in regards to when you want to buy in, or are you still sticking to your guns, Health Babe? S&P says, anyone see that silver is down big time, over 2%? Any silver stackers want to chime in? Well, I just discussed that actually, S&P. If you check the live stream and you go back a few clicks, I'll put the article up in regards to the job data that came out. But it affected gold too, don't forget. So it's not just silver. But platinum was affected, gold was affected, silver was affected. So don't forget that. It wasn't just silver. It was the other precious metals too. S&P says under $15, still find silver a value with average of $3 premium on an ASC. When will you make your money back? Well, you'll easily, when you make your money back is when gold is at 15 plus 3. That's $18. You'll make your money back when silver's at $18. There we go. Health Babe said she's sticking to her guns. She's going to wait until platinum is at the price that she wants to pay, so she's not willing to adjust. Although I'm sure it's probably tempting. So we're going to have a look at silver again here. So we can see here we've got buyers in this area here. It'll be interesting to see if we can maintain this level, because there's a lot of buying and selling action. Look at these wicks. Big wick down. Buyers have pulled back, come back in. We're at an ideal good level of support, though, is the 1498 mark, if I'm not mistaken. Yep, look at that. Right in that zone. So we want the buyers to come back in, push the price up. I'm sure Health Babe would like that too. She wants a higher... Health Babe is looking for higher silver prices currently. So it's S&P. I decided I'm going to make a 2-ounce pour and put it in a slab and sell it on eBay for $2.5 grand. That would be some profit, S&P. I'll tell you, if you were able to do that, I would be very impressed. I wouldn't be disappointed. I'd be very impressed if you were able to do that. Health Babe says stock market, bonds, crypto, PM are down. That's exactly what I said earlier on. I was like, don't think that just because the jobs data is out that it's just affecting precious metals. I said, I'm sure the carnage is happening out there too. So it's not just precious metals that are being affected. And what do you know? Health Babe comes in. She says, I didn't check the stock market. She says, stock market, bond, crypto, precious metals are down. Cash is going into USD and 10 years, and the 10-year yield is going up by almost 0.1%. Silver Lamy 70 says, yes, buy more silver. Silver's a good investment. Meow. Anyone want to buy my 1 out of 5 pour? It marks my first year on YouTube. Can you send me some pictures on that, S&P? I might be interested. You've got my email address, so drop me an email. Let's take a look. Lots of words. I'll buy that 2-ounce slab as long as you use gold. It's got to be graded though, S&P. I want an MS 70 grade on that. There has to be a mint state grade of 70 on that. If it's not, I'm not interested. S&P says no, sorry, it won't be gold. So unfortunately, not for you there. Lots for words. It will have a dragon stamp on it. Wow. Okay. You using dragons these two? Are you using dragons these days too? Right. Okay. Silver almost at 15. It's 14.99. Jeez, it's like really struggling to just get that little 1 cent over the line. Okay, so we got gold currently at 13.98. So it's in a ideal support zone. Gold is, so hopefully it maintain it, start pushing up because we got the buyers back in. I'm going to go into the hourly for platinum, so we're probably going to see some green somewhere. So here we go. We've got a interesting candle forming there. I was going to say strong top, but there's a tiny wick. So again, it's doing everything that all the other metals are doing. They've hit this sort of curve now, and they're just going to go out. I don't know what sort of support is in this area here. It looks like we have some. It's a bit of a mixed bag over there. Okay, it'll be interesting to see if that's maintained. But looking at it at the moment, platinum's it's oversold. Gold is oversold. Silver is oversold currently at the minute. So based on your moving averages. Let's look at Palladium. Palladium's looking good. Yep, also green there as well. But it's going to. I'm sure we're going to see some consolidation, maybe a bit of selling off here because it's just had too much of a run, moving up, or it might even go up a little bit further, test its high, come back down a bit, sideways, and then sort of test it again. Okay, so Bitcoin, $11,232 per Bitcoin. We then have Ethereum. There we go. There's Ethereum there. Underneath the average straight away. And what do we see? We have a pullback. So if anyone had bought in this area here of, is that 279? If you'd bought at about the 279, 280 level, you'd be $10. You'd be $10 in the green per token currently at the minute. What's also nice about crypto is the premiums for crypto are basically nothing. You will pay a transaction fee. This is probably something myself and Health Babe will go into. We will look into that. So, for instance, if you looked at the crypto market cap, just going to refresh this. It was down to about 300. I think it was 307 this morning, or was it 313? Something like that. So it's come back about 10 billion. Going to check out the Bitcoin dominance spread. Okay, let's just going to check everybody's okay here. Precious Metals Update. He says, hey, Silver Limey 79, how are you doing? And everyone in the chats, glad to have you here, Silver Metals. Sucker for silver. Oh, great. That is what I get for picking some platinum up. My luck. To be honest, I suppose it's all about waiting for information, and the jobs data that came out just wasn't what the market was looking for. And also, based on the job data, they're now saying that it could influence the interest rate cut this month. So they're now thinking that because of the job data that was released, that could essentially put them off from doing an interest rate cut. So guys, don't show despair yet, because if the interest rate cut happens, you're going to see a massive jump in I wouldn't say massive or to the moon, but you'll probably see a jump in regards to precious metals. That will probably correct, because essentially the market has already priced in the interest rate cuts based on it. So that's the reason why we're seeing this drop, is because now people are fearing that the interest rate cut may not happen now, so they're taking funds out. So you'll have to wait and see on that one. S&P says, I tend to have trouble when I need to take it up. Right. S&P says, hi, I am crazy. Silver will always be number one. All you suckers stacking gold are losers. Silver stackers are winners. Right, Health Babe? No. So there you go. S&P, yes, pump and pump. I can get out. Still Steve Wright says PMU. Hey, bro. Second silver. Oh, yep, we just spoke about that. Steve Rice. All we need was it XXX50 coupon. Steve Rice, I wonder if anyone has ever had that idea before. Aussie Alchemist. Hey, Aussie. Hey, man, how you doing? Got to plug my phone in. Be right back. Super. I had to plug my phone in as well. Down to 6% battery currently at the minute. Why am I awake? It's 2:30 in the morning because you work the night shift. So that's the reason why you're still awake. Health Babe says, Silver Lamy, come on, man. The HBGS system has MS100 as max. Steve Rice in S&P, you'll have to sell it to yourself. The slab, that is. Just saying, I know you agree with that. Health Babe, Silver 79. The pullback is from the high frequency trading from the New York Stock Exchange today. Again, New York Stock Exchange again. Really, I thought it was, I mean, predominantly job data. That seems to be what the article was saying in regards to the pullback. I didn't look at the frequency trading. Did you see ETFs also went up for silver drastically? There was an article there that there was a huge uptake of ETFs for silver. It says precious metals update. Yes, so true. I believe that is the exact reason there is this pullback. There you go. Also, don't forget, though, Help Babe, about them pricing in that interest rate cut. Now, all of a sudden, with the jobs data out, they're now thinking, oh, this might actually not be as rosy as a time to cut rates than ever. So I still think that is predominantly the reason. But no issue. I mean, we're all putting our opinions forward, so there's no issue with that. Don't forget, no one's ever wrong, and no one's ever right. Precious metals update. Maybe Health Baby's right. Oh, well, okay, let's check this out. Okay, so we got Bitcoin market dominance at 62.5%. We've got a 24-hour volume of 74 billion in the last 24 hours. We've seen that up high recently, higher than 100 billion. So that's what we want to see. Market cap 320 billion 167,885,492. So we got Bitcoin minus 5%, currently at $11,234 per token. Ethereum with the second biggest market cap at $289.87 with 8.7, so a decent amount of volume, not bad. Down 2.16%. XRP 0.38 cents per token, with 1.32 billion volume, down 4.2%. Litecoin currently in fourth spot, with at $118.30. So I've got Litecoin currently at the minute. I'm not that far under that when I bought in, so I'm just essentially I bought in at the last bottom, but it hasn't been doing much. So I'm keeping an eye on it. I want to get a return on that. Health Babe says that's the reason why I don't want to buy gold, since the price is not from the true physical demand. There you go. Precious metals updates. Traders, speculators like volatility and why they've been trading in the New York Stock Exchange for the past few weeks. Health Babe, precious metals updates. Short and buy with the algo in the daily basis. It also happens at the moment. Precious metals update says, I think an interest rate cut is coming at some point. I'm just not sure when or by how much. Well, apparently they were talking about doing it this month, but I mean, I don't know with regards to the jobs data. Who knows? It's a bit of a mixed bag. So we'll have to see if that pans out. More than likely, I'd say it's probably still going to happen. Still ask people to profit currently with this dip. Now, people are sold off and they're going to buy back in. Okay, so we've got Bitcoin Cash at $400.86, down at 3.91%. Right, here we go. So let's look at, we're going to take a look at Bitcoin first. This will probably shock you. All right, so we've got one Bitcoin is still worth one Bitcoin, apparently. Right, circulating supply. There we go. Max supply is 21 million units. That's the max supply. We're currently at 17.799 million. So there's almost we're about, what's that, 3.2 million left. Right, we're going to see historical data. We're going to go down here. Bitcoin statistics. Bitcoin price. Bitcoin return on investment. Look at that. $8,220 and $8,220%. Market cap of 200 billion. 24-hour volume. All-time high. $20,089 in December 2017. All-time low occurred on July 5th, 2013. So if you'd bought 5 years ago, or actually 4 years ago from its all-time high, you would have made an absolute fortune, because each Bitcoin in July of 2013 would have cost you $65, which means that you'd have a stupid amount. You could have bought, I don't know, 1,000. That would have been 6.5 grand, something like that. Worth of Bitcoin. You'd have if you had 1,000 Bitcoin, you'd be an extremely wealthy person. There we go. So if we have a look at it, so there's our highs, lows, yesterday's change, yesterday's open. So it just goes to show, if you get in early with some investments, you can expect to return a lot of money. Precious metals updates. An interest might bring the economy to recession. If they increase it, the stock market will plunge. They are stuck and can only react. Yeah, exactly. Let's have a look. Health Babe says, Steve writes, yes, but they did not have firm confirmations on either ways. Have you watched the movie The Big Short? I have indeed watched The Big Short. If you guys haven't seen The Big Short, it's about the 2008 financial crisis, the housing crisis. Definitely worth. It's definitely it's a very good movie. It's got Brad Pitt. Can't remember all the guys' names, but still very good. They essentially hedged against the market, and of course the market exploded. They made a crap load of money. There's a big documentary I watched recently called Banking on Bitcoin, which is on Netflix. It goes about telling you about Bitcoin, where it came from as well. So there's no harm in checking out information on things. I always believe in it. Yeah, The Big Short, I thought that was a very good movie. Health Babe. But yes, I have no doubts in my mind. Steve writes, no worries. It is fun to have a healthy discussion. The Fed is getting pretty dovish, says Steve Rice. The movie is well organized to show the crooked system. Exactly. I totally agree. It's definitely worth, or even at least watching a documentary on it as well. But it was interesting the way they were manipulating the bond market. Sorry, not the bond market, the housing markets, and the way they were shuffling debt around and relabeling it. It blows your mind in regards to how crooked people can be. And did any of those people go to jail? Did any of those people see any form of jail time? Probably still living it up somewhere. Yep. Okay, so here we go. Sorry, I've been on that page for a while now. We're going to go into Ethereum. Okay, Ethereum against Bitcoin, it's up. Wow, check that out. Ethereum 2.5. Hey, Health Babe. It's up 3.21% against Bitcoin. That's interesting. But that just means the amount of, I don't know, what would you call it, bits or something like that? And I'm not sure what Ethereum value their sub-1 tokens. But the appreciation of Ethereum versus Bitcoin is getting higher. Okay, so what we have here is we've got market cap 31 billion, circulating supply of 106. I'm going to scroll down here. This is some of the, so we've got 24-hour volumes, circulating supply, all-time high, $1,432 back in January 13. All-time low, check this out, it was in 2015, 42 cents. So if you'd bought, I mean, if you had bought a 1,000 tokens at 42 cents, that would cost you $420. $420 for 1,000 Ethereum tokens. If you were to value that at its all-time high, 1,000 tokens times that by 1,432, it would net you 1.432 billion, and that is something that happened. So people made millions off it at its all-time high. Let's have a look. It was yesterday's volume. Yesterday's change down $18. Very interesting. Sorry, just getting the chat back. Let's have a look here. So Health Babe's got some highlights there. It says Health Babe says, "Hell no, no jail for the crooks. People who steal your money don't go to jail. They're too flippin' smart for that." There we go. Health Babe says Silver Lining 79. They get bonuses after the bailout. Did you ever see that movie Lord of War with Nicolas Cage, and of course him in doing his gun running? And I think at the end he says, obviously that guy thought he had him. He was like, I gotcha. Like, and he talks to him and says, look, this is the way things are going to go. Someone's gonna knock on that door in a few minutes and say, what an absolutely fantastic job you've done. And they'll congratulate you, and you'll get, your boss is going to find out how well you did. But I'm going to get a handshake, and I'm going to leave this place. I expect to get paid. And what happens at the end? He gets out and gets a fat suitcase for his troubles. So definitely, it's a very interesting. It was a very interesting movie about obviously firearms, selling weapons across the world to various nations and warlords. But Lord of War, Nicolas Cage. If you haven't seen it, definitely worth a look. Let's have a look at the Health Babe. It still has a long way to reach 0.1. Yeah, but it can reach that, Health Babe. Let's not forget that. Health Babe says, if we repackage all those scrap metals into a nice coin and resell them in a high value with false info, like what the bankers did, we would go to jail. Absolutely. It's like the Fed won't allow the normal market cycle to work. They want to kick the can down the road forever. In my opinion, these markets are managed to some level. Health Babe says, no, lol, 79. I have not watched that movie. You have to watch it. Yeah, it goes into fairly well detail because Nicolas Cage also narrates as he's talking through it, and it was amazing, like how he would buy arms. I mean, this dates back to Cold War times, just before the Cold War ended, and how he was going to dodgy places in Africa, and and he was buying and selling arms from some small guy, and it starts off with him buying his first Uzi and selling it to a drug dealer and all that kind of stuff. It was a very interesting movie. But for those that haven't seen it, Lord of War, Nicolas Cage, it was interesting in a way in regards to how international arms are controlled. But yeah, money is made on wars. Simple as that. Precious metals update says, yes, you are right. They keep doing the QE and lowering. Lowering interesting. Precious metals updates. So true, Health Babe. Okay, so let's check the see how market is doing. Oh, excuse me. No donkeys at the moment. It's all quiet on the eastern front. Okay, so we have silver still struggling to get over 15. 14.99. 14.97. Okay, then we've got gold. Okay, at least gold's moving in the right direction, so it's at 13.98. Currently the minute. We've got some green candles currently. We got S&P says, anyone here tell me a good reason to stack silver? I need convincing. I might start buying art. Art is not for many, yeah. Don't forget that. I know my wife knew people who would buy art actually, and they'd pay exorbitant amounts of art. It's a very interesting world. How much art is worth. I know what you mean, Health Babe. I think silver is good for one thing: teeth fillings. I don't know if has anyone tried to put in silver fillings. You only either get, well, you used to get gold fillings, and then now it's all porcelain. Health Babe says we should not talk about silver price till we see the breakout. Yes, but I don't want to see if there are silver bugs here. Steve Rice, S&P, don't be a silver sissy. Let's have a look. We got S&P says I'm making a sand mold of my own hand. Anyone want to buy my paw? Well, seeing is believing, S&P. So as much as you're making the mold, I'm happy for you. I want to see you pour that, man. Let's see a video. Then we can talk about who's going to buy it. So we got precious metals update says, oh man, silver sissy is corn. Is corn here? I don't know. Well, he's definitely not here. I haven't seen him. Yet. It's currently 7. There's 7 in the chat, so who knows? Maybe he is listening. Maybe he's listening in on us, just waiting to pounce. Present metals update. Corner's a freaking trip. I haven't watched any of his videos lately. Actually, funny enough, I need to see what's going on in regards to his latest videos. Right, there's the essentially the pullback there. You can see it on the daily, but however, there is a drive back to the upside. That is for gold, 13.97. Okay, so we've got silver in the last hour is actually in the green. Okay, silver in the last hour is actually in the green. First, let's have a look and see what gold is doing. In the last hour, gold is also in the green. So we got gold at nearly $1 up. Yep. Well, there you go. It's nearly $1 up, or $1 up, roughly in that sort of area. And then we've got silver, 100th of a cent. No, a thousandth of a cent up. Although it's currently in the green, which is good. So what we need to see is some sort of upward movement back up to 510 would be great. 505, that sort of territory. We'll have to see how that pans out. Apparently, S&P starting a support group. He says it's the SSA, Silver Sissies Anonymous. Well, the problem is though, you can't be anonymous if you start a support group on YouTube because your name pops up. I don't know how you'll make that anonymous. Health Babe says, I'm glad to hear that many of you have a sense of humor. Well, I tell you what, if you can't laugh in this day and age, there's something wrong with it. Silver Pharaoh's here. Hey, Silver Pharaoh, how are you doing? Good to see you. Thanks very much for joining us. S&P says, I am starting to hear that silver is becoming a fetish. I'm not surprised. S&P, to put up with this sort of constantly up and down, it's got to be. This is like torment, like every single week. Like I said, and I'll keep saying, if you're tired of seeing this sort of up and down, then get out. Cut your losses. Buy something else. Otherwise, you're in it for this ride, constantly up and down, up and down, up and down. So everyone needs to get used to this. There's not much more we can do about it. Steve Rice says, I've had some of the poorers blocking me because I comment on his uploads. People actually get blocked. Wow. Okay. I must definitely not like. Well, what did you say, Steve? If you don't mind me asking. S&P says, I'm tired of hearing these channels say they carry silver in pocket to play with. S&P, oh, like a what did the pocket piece or something? I think it's called. Precious metals update. So he says you have to have a sense of humor. People get offended too easily. It's ridiculous. People should be able to different views. You know, funny enough, when people post stuff on YouTube, you're making it public. So if someone has something bad to say, the tough luck. You know, it's like occasionally you'll see a thumbs down. There's nothing more you can do about it. I used to comment and say, you know, I think it was on a gore video. I'd won a gore and I got like 2 or 3 thumbs down, and I was like, "What's this about?" I said, "Geez," says that's like I've constantly supported the community in regards to giving stuff away. Yet when I win something, someone gives me a thumbs down. That's like what? And then I've just actually stopped actually giving a continental flyer, to be honest. But the moment you put something on YouTube, you're making it public. So you know you shouldn't be allowed to delete comments. Simple as that. Everyone's entitled to their opinion. If you were deleting comments or blocking people, then it's no longer a public platform. You're essentially overriding the principles of YouTube by doing that sort of behavior. Anyway, that's it. Coin Collector's here. He's just dropped in. Healthbabe says the gold has been trading in $30 to $40 delta since late June. Some speculative traders make very handsome returns. Well, I'm not surprised at that sort of return. Well, I suppose it depends on how many ounces you got. There we go. It says S&P says I am blocked from many channels because I speak out. Silver Dragon Queen and Yankee Slacker block and delete. Wow. Okay. Steve Rice just commenting on Corn's videos. That's it. Wow. Okay, Steve. You know, it's the way I look at it. I think it's good to listen to multiple views and questions, and how you can have and how you know if disagree. Look, I mean, if you think of it as this way, right? Governments are held accountable by the press. It's as simple as that. The press are the ones that criticize the government, whether they're right or wrong. I mean, whether they're, talking about whether the government's right or wrong in regards to their actions, not whether the newspapers are right or wrong. So technically, we are like the newspapers. So when someone posts something on YouTube and we don't agree with it, who's to say that is? Oh no, and then you see that and you think, oh no, I'm deleting that. I've never deleted I've deleted accidentally. I deleted 2 comments, but that was because that was purely by accident. And I even wrote back to the person and I said, "Look, I apologize. Could you please post that comment again?" And it wasn't like it was anything disturbing. It was like, "Thanks very much for the video," something like that. But at least I acknowledged it. But deleting people and look, I mean, to extreme circumstances, you'll block people. You know, if someone is essentially going on your videos and posting terrible comments, then most likely then you're in the when I mean terrible, I'm talking like seriously bad words, versus their their comments, then you have a right to block them as far as I'm concerned. But if you're disagreeing in regards to the video that they posted or something like that in general, then to me you should be held accountable because you can learn from that. You know, if someone puts a negative comment on my video and says, "I don't like the way you format your videos," I'll be like, "Okay, well, thanks very much for that. I'll take it into consideration. Sorry you're disappointed. Hopefully it might change your mind in the long run. So give me a thumbs up." And that's one way to put it. So S&P says Silver Lining 79 is fair, unlike many channels. S&P, why do Yankee stacking block you? So silver pumpers, fake news. Precious metals update. Very good point. I mean, the way I look at it is, there. If the world was a perfect place, it would be very hard for us all to get along and keep ourselves in this happy place, not to be negative. Could you imagine a life like that where everyone's just happy and singing along and nobody disagrees with anybody? It would be chaotic. It would be chaotic. I can tell you that now. But disagreeing and agreeing creates a fine balance, and it's we can learn a lot from that. And you can't learn anything if everyone agrees. So if someone's disagreeing to a video and you don't like it and you delete it, then all you're doing is you're you're your own consciousness agrees with whatever's being posted. But when you see something that you don't agree with, you're like, no, that's complete nonsense. I'll get rid of that. So I will personally not delete videos. Oh, sorry, not delete videos or comments. Once it's up, it's up. It's in the public domain. Simple as that. Let's have a look. Silver Limey 79 is a great guy. Very awesome voice. I want him to read. Should be at night. Coin Collector says, I've never deleted comments. To be honest, I can't really think of a single bad comments on any of my videos. Generally, they are either positive or responding to a question I raised in the video. Hey, Century Silver. Hey, how are you doing? I don't block. I just show sympathy. There we go. Century Silver and my balls. Health Babe. Hey, Coin Collector. The strong dollar and the 10-year yield rise affects the precious metals down movement. Then we got Steve Rice says there are too many snowflakes around these days. They can't stand to hear differing opinions. That's easier. They're probably, it's easy to criticize others, but then when it comes to criticizing themselves, they're like, like, they, you've got to, you can't just give without having to take. That's the way I believe it. People learn that way. They learn, and then they can develop and adjust. That's the way things go. It's not all a straightforward, pretty place to live in. Like everyone's at peace with each other. Jeepers would never learn that way. Health Babe just saying hello, I believe, to Century Silver. S&P says, when I see Silver Dragons pause for $2.5 grand, I start to realize I am in the wrong business. Also love these IOU scams going around. Anyone here buy an IOU from the next Bernie Madoff? I don't know who Bernie Madoff is. Funny enough, that is a very good point. It's totalitarianism, Health Babe. So Health Babe raises a very good thing there. She says, this is called communism, where you're not allowed to express any opinions. I totally agree. That is one way to put it. Where you just think that it's your point or the highway. It's my way or the highway. That's it. End of story. Whereas you're not willing to, and that's what democracy is built on. It is being held accountable by everybody. So again, YouTube is a public platform. If you put videos on, you've got to accept some form of criticism. End of story. That is the way. That's the way it is. I'm almost sounding political now. I hope that's not the case, but that's the way I firmly believe. Let's have a look. Cogley says, you don't approve of Silver Dragons poured silver then, S&P. He says, you approve? Aussie Alchemist says he's back. I would never buy one, he says, personally. So again, it's not for him. I think we touched this yesterday. We were talking about poured silver. It's not for me. But, don't get me wrong. There are others that would constantly buy it because that's what they buy. They like it. They get excited about it. Don't forget, poured silver is about getting excited about seeing the different designs. The reason why you buy from other pourers. Again, it's not about the price. It's not about the price. This is what a lot of people, when they look at poured silver, they're geez, it's so expensive. It's $25, $30 an ounce. Blah blah blah. When you're buying poured silver, it's about what you want. It's about what you want, and people will pay what they can't have. So they want it, they will pay it. I've personally been in that environment myself where I've wanted something and I've paid over the odds for it and then realized later I was like, damn, I shouldn't have done that. but you know, I did it anyway. You know, it's like when you get excited about something, and you're like, yeah, I want that 50-inch TV. I'm gonna go and get it. And you go in there and you're like, and it's not available, but oh, hang on a sec, this one here is 200. It's 200 quid more. You went in there going saying that you wanted to spend 900. Now this guy's offering you another TV at 1100. But now you're like, geez, well, you know, now you feel disappointed because you wanted to leave with a TV. So now you're like, oh well, yeah. What else have we got? Maybe we can, you know, go. Now all of a sudden you're going an extra 100. To so long as you can feel better about yourself leaving. So when it comes to Port Silver, it's about getting excited about the designs. It's not about the price or the return on investment. It isn't, and that is a true fact about Port Silver. If anyone is stacking Port Silver, they're making a mistake in regards to stacking it. It's about the excitement. It's about the images. Essentially, that's the way I would look at it. If I was ever going to be looking at Port Silver, I would be looking at the artistry that made the pour and the look and the finish and so on. That's the way I'd look at it. I would never buy one. Sorry, I might have been going on a bit there. Precious Metals Update says Korn is going around sharing his view in a controversial way, but he is entitled to share this view. I see it in a comedic way, and therefore he doesn't offend me. And he does have some points. I am going to start selling limey IOUs. Each one costs $50. You're not putting my name on anything, S&B. I deny everything, buddy. Steve Rice says, I totally agree. We'll talk it back. What's new? Says, Be Awesome is here as well. Geez, we're up to 14, so that's great. I thought it was JP Madoff. Health Babe says, that's pretty much I have been experiencing despite I made my legitimate and neutral comments. That's pretty much what I have been experiencing despite I made my legitimate and neutral comments. S&B says, I'd rather spend silver premium to stack condoms for doomsday. Health Babe says, I don't have any issues with people buying and sell. Just be educated and informed. Absolutely. There's nothing wrong with knowing what you're getting into. With any investment, know what you're getting into. It's as simple as that. And only invest money that you're prepared to lose. Only invest money if you're prepared to lose it. End of story. You know, if you go around constantly thinking, yeah, but I mean, if I buy silver this week, it's going to go up next week, and it doesn't go up next week, then all of a sudden it's like, it's not going to go up. Well, actually, well, then you know, I'll draw money out of the bank and I'll put it on my credit card. Silver's going to go up next week. I've been told silver's going to go up next week, and it's down again another 10 cents. You're like, oh, now I'm in there. I've already paid, you know, my premium. So just make sure that when you're getting into any investments, that you are prepared to lose that money. If you're not prepared to lose it, then get out of investments. Let's have a look. Aussie Alchemist says coin collector or stacker. Let's say coin collector says both. Silver Limey 79. I have problem with people in the community to bully others from different opinions. I don't know about the bullying, you know, in regards to different opinions. I'm not sure about that, Health Babe. Maybe so that's something we should tackle on a video, I think. That might not be a bad idea for one of our future videos. Bullying in the community. Health Babe says, Precious Metals Update. Indeed, he tries to inform many others. S&P says, I'd rather pay to have a septic tank pumped than paying high premium. Let's see. Precious Metals Update says, I wish this community could talk about this kind of stuff in the constructive way without drama and people can stack whatever they want. That's the way, funny enough, that's the way it used to be. When I first started here, things were a lot different. At the moment, sort of Port Silver sort of came in, it became very controversial, and then everyone was like, oh, then, you know, you had those against it and there's those for it, and it was a bit of a mess. There was no in between. But I mean, again, I will stick to the view that if you're looking at Port Silver, it's, you know, you're looking at from an exciting perspective. You love the designs. You love either who makes it, because whoever's a supporter of that channel may want it. But it's not about the money. Port Silver is not about the money. Simple as that. If someone does say it's about the money, I wouldn't know what to say to them on that one. If they said it's about the money, I'm like, well, why would you pay something with that sort of high premium? If it's about the money, then you might as well buy a 1-ounce round. That's the way I'd perceive it. But it's about the excitement of the design and who's making it, maybe as well, that they've got a following with somebody. It's like channel bars and stuff like that. Again, it's not about the premium. It's about holding something that out of something that you respect and you watch From a fan perspective, that's the way I look at that. CoinClick says, I've always listened to people's opinions, even if I disagree with them. Precious Metals Update. I love Shadow Stack. Health Babe. Yeah, Shadow Stack's a very interesting fella. Precious Metals Update. So wise words, Silver Lining. Aussie Alchemist, your money, your choice. That's why you are a wise person, Coin Collector. That's from Health Babe. Said Precious Metals Update. Obviously, Aussie thumbs up. Health Babe says Precious Metals Update. Yeah, he is good in my view, even if he's a brutal cowboy flipper. Not sure who he's talking about there. I'm not sure who the cowboy flipper is. S&B says you're losing money if you invest in silver. People need to stop listening to these pumpers. Pump till you dump. Pump till you dump, says S&P. Precious Metals Updates. Healthy outlook, coin collector. Health Babe, the Aussie Alchemist. Indeed. Steve Rice. I'm going to start stacking Health Babe's washers. That was an interesting video. Health Babe says, Silver Limey 79. I was bullied multiple times from different fake accounts. Wow, okay. That's very interesting. Is that mainly because of your views in regards to? I mean, I've heard rumors that there are channels that have other email accounts or other channels that they're looking. I mean, it just, to me, it just sounds ridiculous that people would even stoop to that sort of level and have ghost accounts and go on there and comments on other people. Because personally, who gives a continental flyer about what some other person's views of your channel are? I just think it's wrong doing that sort of thing. What is this? The flipping Cold War times where we're going around spying on people? It's absolutely mad. People need to grow up and realize that we're all adults here. We're all entitled to our opinions, whether we like it or not. Jeez. Will Stalker says the problem with YouTube stackers is that it looks better on a video to have big stacks like International Stacker or Silver Stacker, but in reality, those aren't investments and they aren't experts in finance. That's an interesting point there, Will Stalker. I don't find myself to be an expert in finance either, but that's interesting in regards to that. Precious Metals Updates. I know I love Shadow for that reason, Health Babe. So we got Will Stalker says it's just views for full stack videos. Health Babe says Will Stalker, true, Coin Collector, all agreeing there. S&P, they are not investment. That's Health Babe. Aussie Alchemist, Silver Limey 79, no different than oil painting. No different than oil painting. I think if we're talking about Vincent van Gogh or one of those, there probably would be a big difference. But yeah, I suppose it depends. Silver Limey 79 Shadow Stack is a cowboy flipper. Wow, okay, that's interesting. Oh, so that's what you mean by that, Shadow Stack. Okay. I really enjoy this group here. We can discuss many things and none of us get upset or trigger. Well, we've got 14 currently, so maybe there's some people listening out there. But for those that are listening, thanks very much for listening. Initially, we've sort of diversed a bit in regards to what I've already gone through the charts. So we're just having a general chat. You're welcome to play back the video. Check out what I was saying in regards to the charts. There's 2 articles there as well. So don't forget those. Have a look through those as well. Some interesting articles there. But we're just having a generalized chat at the minute. We're up to 15, so that's great. Let's see, we've got Aussie Alchemist said, poured is art. It can be invested just like anything else. Lol, I know bugger all about Picasso. Well, interesting point, Aussie. Pourings, if you look at it from art, it's the newest out, if you think about it. It's a very young, so, and when a lot of people say, it's a waste of time, who says it's a waste of time? Because poured silver might change in the years to come. So we're in a very early stage. I'm not but those people that pour are in a very early stage of getting things off the ground. So I praise anyone who wants to create things themselves and pouring stuff and creating molds and creating the designs. And I praise anyone who does that, absolutely. And he's prepared to take the chance in regards to going beyond. I mean, who knows? Maybe they're artists and they're artist skills. But it's I praise anyone who would do that. But Paul Dart is in the very early stages, and who knows, in the next 2 years, 3 years, 5 years, 10 years, it might take that long before the values of those tend to go up. I mean, I've got no idea. I don't buy Paul Dart, but no, it's to me it's in its infancy. It's like cryptocurrency. It's in its infancy. Port art, it can be invested in like anything else. There we go. Will Stoker says anyone that preaches about doomsday prepping in videos shouldn't be considered role models for serious money investors. People that don't consider their sources these days. We got Popzilla. He says, "Good day, Limey. How are you doing?" We got Stacking Stormtrooper as well. It says, "Silver Limey, yo." Yeah, we're just having a general chat here, Stacking Stormtrooper, about many things in regards to Port Silver and various channels and people deleting comments, all that kind of stuff. And so you're welcome to check out the playback and go through that if you wish. Precious metals updates. I like some of those channels and videos. Will Stalker, but I get your point. I think anyone should be able to make whatever videos they want. There you go. Will Stalker says, "Troops saying hello there." Will Stalker, open your letter. Thanks for the stickers. There you go. Sounds like Stacking Stormtrooper's got a video coming up. We need to check that out. Precious metals update. Hey, Stacking Stormtrooper. Stacking Stormtrooper insulting me. He says turd. I mean, sorry, precious metals update. PMU. Aussie Alchemist. So Stacking Stormtrooper at his best in regards to humor. So Sweet Storm says Popzilla. Love the channel. Thank you very much, Mr. Popzilla. Appreciate it. Stacking Stormtrooper. World Stalkers. What's your best mailing address? Now, here we go. Health Babe says, "Oh, yeah, I bullied my fake accounts. Junk Silver, Silver King, Silver is the King, Cornelius Bread, fake, and I forgot some others. All of them had 0 sub and don't exist anymore." Oh, yeah, I was bullied by fake accounts. But, I mean, what do you classify bullying as in? Like, were they bad-mouthing it consistently or just saying complete and utter rubbish? I'm surprised people have got time for that in this day and age. Jeez, we're all grown-ups here. It's like, it was like that woman who left that seriously inappropriate comment there on the chat yesterday, and you told me about it. I didn't see it until I went through later, but I was like, what the heck is wrong with people out there? Jeez, go express your views elsewhere. I mean, or even why bother getting upset about it? Anyway, let's have a look. Good day, Stacking Stormtrooper. We got Stacking Stormtrooper. Says, "Will Stalker, mind emailing it to me, brother?" Aussie Alchemist, get my package. Yeah, geez, so you've been sending stuff out left, right, and center. So Steve Rice says, "Storm, are you stalking me, bro?" Let's have a look. We're up to 14. So again, thanks everybody. This is great. Having a good chat. You're new BFF. Good news. I hope you had a great 4th. Not yet, Stormtrooper. Sucker for silver. Just had a fire alarm at work. Had to leave for a bit, but it was nothing. Oh, well, welcome back, Sucker for silver. We're just talking about various things, but you're welcome to check that out in the previous chat. Steve Rice, PMU, me corked me a sub the other day. I'm not sure what that means. Be awesome. How you doing? What's a typical premium on silver maples? Low. That's probably the way I would put it. Low in comparison to other ASEs and Libertads. Mudswat says, "How you doing, everyone?" Mudswat's here as well. Let's have a look. Silver Stacking Stormtrooper. Silver 79. My parents just came back. Dang it. Got to run. As I just got in. Will Stalker, thanks. Later, brother. Steve Rice, cheers. Stacking Stormtrooper, thanks for dropping in. Looking for silver. People are brave behind the internet mask. Yeah, people are very, let's just say they're very, if you were to meet them in person, it's like, I suppose to a degree, maybe we're all two-faced. We'll often say things behind people all the time, but when you speak to them, they're like, "Hey, how you doing? Welcome. It's great to see you, man. Fantastic." Meanwhile, back on the ranch, something else. But when you've got the internet and YouTube, none of us have really met each other, with the exception of met International Stacker. But a lot of us don't know each other from a bowl of soap. Yes, we talk to each other through the channel, and you hear the voices. Some people don't show their faces, all that kind of stuff. I mean, it's their prerogative to do that, I suppose. I mean, it's So it's very easy to say negative things without actually, having to show your face, because nobody knows where you live. Aussie Alchemist says, "Be awesome, country." The Will Stalker says, "I don't understand when people say they get bullied on YouTube. It makes no sense and waters down the word. If someone is mean, you block them and never have a problem again. It's not like the real life bullies." Well, to be honest, there's an easy way around that, Will Stalker. If someone gets blocked and they're that fanatical about it, they'll just open up another one and continue through that route. So you've really got to try and take action, or just better off ignore them. That's probably one thing. Is people live off getting the attention. When you don't give them any attention, they'll just go away, and that's natural. Don't respond. Let them do what they like. People will look into that. Any of your true followers will look into that and think, "No, this person's up to no good. Like, what's the story with this person?" We may not. I mean, for your true fans that have been here since the beginning, they'll look past those comments. I wouldn't even let that bother you. S&P says, "Corn came and shook the world." Faxi says, "Steve Bryce, Mudswat. Good day, Mudswat. Later, Stormtrooper." Says, "Precious Metals Update." Says, "I wish this drama would end. I don't care what you stack or your views. Can't we just get along?" Again, yes. I mean, it depends on what you mean by get along. We can all be content and still support each other and work off each other's success. But I suppose that it depends on what state of mind you're in, really. I mean, that's what it all boils down to. S&P dude, I responded to your comment. Not sure what that was about. Not sure which comment that was. Aussie Alchemist, thank you. Steve Rice, goodbye later all. Health Babe, Silver Lining 79. Nasty comments from those people that I can't say here. Wow, okay, that's really ridiculous. Each time I will be more nasty than their insulting comments. They were very emotional and personal. Wow, okay, I'm sorry to hear that, Health Babe. There's no need for that at all, really. I mean, people get extremely, it's like a power thing. Whenever someone questions them, I've seen it before, even with like workplaces, and you think you're doing a favor, and the next one you get pulled in, and they're like, "Hey, next time speak to me first," and I'm like, "Well, you weren't here," so it's like, but I did this to make your life easier, but on the other hand, it's something else. So I'm sorry you went through that. That's shocking, really. Stacking Stormtrooper S&P, I left your comment up. There we go. Not sure what that's about. Mudswat, S&P, yes, I saw Stacking Stormtrooper. I appreciate it. S&P, I agreed with you. There we go. Health Babe, it is just psychotic, and that's why I try to stay away from those people. Well, again, you don't know who they are. I mean, you just a bunch of random names, really, I suppose. I think you mentioned them earlier on, but you don't know who they are, what channels they have. I mean, just a bunch of randoms. Will Stalker, if someone is out of line, block them. If you don't block them, they can't complain when they continue. Then it's your fault. You can get them reported, which is probably even better, rather than just blocking them. There was a fella on that I unfortunately I draw too much attention from Sal's live stream, and then all of a sudden started coming on, leaving comments on some of my videos that were inappropriate. I mean, it wasn't I could see what he was talking about. It was about like 3 comments on 3 videos, and then in the end, I just blocked him and reported him, and I didn't hear back from him again. But I mean, I responded to him, and I said to him the reason why that I felt it was inappropriate, and that's because I've got kids that come onto my channel, and the words he was using was just totally out of line. And then I never heard from him again. But S&P, I apologize, Stormtrooper, for being harassed in my comments. Mudspot says Mud is from the Primus song "My Name is Mud," and SWAT is from playing shooter games. Stacking Stormtree, S&P, I originally did it that way to hopefully having all together, and then I was like, oh yeah, time zones. Anyway, hope you come back. Also, Limey 79, I'm not a bad guy. He's not a bad guy. Will Stalker, yeah, but Limey, it's a lot easier to block someone than it is for them to start new accounts every time. No reason to deal with losers. That's very true. Mudswat had the nickname since I was 16 and I'm 40. Wow. Okay, cool. I used to have a big argument with Crown Collector for a whole day on Numis Stacker's channel. That was one of the toughest challenges on YouTube. Wow. Hope you guys can hear me okay still. I'm sort of let's make sure that you guys can hear me in the meantime. Probably only got about another 12 minutes to go. Actually, I probably don't have much. I don't have much time in general, but we'll do a final update shortly. Mudswat says, "Hey, Silverlamy 79. Hey, Mudswat, I think I said hello to you earlier, man. See, we're up to 16. Interesting. Thanks for joining me. Stacking Stormtrooper SMP. Don't worry about it, dude. All good, my friend. Okay, now I've all got to go. Yeah, you better get. Your parents have arrived there. They're probably wondering what you're doing, stuck on looking at your phone or on your computer on YouTube. Better get going. Cheers, buddy. Mudswat, yep. Everyone, send me your channel stickers so I can collect all the addresses. Stacking Stormtrooper, Mr. Mopzilla. Be well, dude. Gotta run. Well, my nickname was just Mud, but SWAT was just picked for the PC. I think you mentioned that. I need a sticker, says Popzilla. Mail me your address. I'm glad you send you some swag. There you go. S&P. Send stickers, pictures of full stacks, social security numbers, and dates of births. Okay, I'm back, says Coin Collector. Health Babe says, I don't block anybody and let them express if they try to if they try to be brutal to me. I will double down on the return. There you go. I was just saying there, sometimes you're better off just leaving it, and you know, eventually they'll just because they're not getting any attention. But yeah, I suppose I don't block anybody and let them express. If they try to be brutal, I'll just double down on return. I do know one of them for sure, says Health Babe. Steve Rice is saying, Coin Collector, S&P, you're a crazy man. As the Alchemist says, agree, report. Will Stoger, HB, don't let your week get ruined by 9-year-old trolls. Block and forget. Bill Clinton is doing silver paws of the blue dress that left a stain. Health Babe says, Will Stoger, nah, they just don't affect me. I just don't want to use the opportunity to put that person on show each time. That's fine if you do want that. You'll be if you enable them and egg them on, you cannot complain. I don't complain. I just share with others my experiences. Will Stalker says, "Oh, okay, sounded like a lot of complaints. Maybe not." I loved arguing with Crown Collector in the comments. I think he deleted his account. I think he deleted his account, didn't he? Not really sure. Never really heard of Crown Collector. Mr. Popzilla, hit the like button, mates. Healthbabe says, Will Stalker, only if you perceive that way. No worries, just information. We're finally caught up at the bottom here. Will Stalker, lol, troops left 30 minutes ago, Limey. You're far behind in the comments. But it's good. At least it keeps the chat going and you guys keep adding to it. So now I'm at the bottom. So I've been bullied and hacked, says SMP. Health Babe, Coin Collector. He was banned instead. Will Stalker most probably perceived the same way. Coin Collector, I learned something from Crown Collector from our arguments. Wow. Gold pricing taking a breather. Right, I think we can get back to the charts now. Let's have a look. S&P says, I think we should make a pour of Bill Clinton's smelling his moniker dipped cigars. Imagine smelling that every time you smoke. God. Don't know what you're talking about, S&P. You're like smoke and mirrors, man. Will Sophie says he's probably had the heroin, is it? Etherium. Channels making fake accounts to bully. Wow. Again, I'm just totally surprised people have even got time for that in this day and age. We should all be working and stuff like that, with the exception, with a few exceptions. Right. Okay. So during our conversation of chatting, silver hasn't moved. It's still around that level, although it's just dropped now. We're at 14.98. There is massive volumes here. Look at the size of these wigs. Look at that. That was as low as, that was a few hours back. 1487. We've gone as high as 1501. We just seem to be in that sort of area, and there's still more pressure to sell. So, wow, very interesting. All right, so silver at 14.98. I still suspect that we're going to have an increase once the markets are relatively, sorted out their differences and sort of calmed out a bit. And then we still get that confirmation of the interest rate, we're going to see a higher price. But again, every time we have these big falls, we get good news and then it just takes us back up. Whereas if if we had good news from this perspective, we would be up here. But we always just seem to be taking a dip, then hearing good news, and then back up again to the same flipping spot. I just hope that doesn't continue. Right, gold still in the same spot, $1,397 an ounce. We've got platinum at 808. It's in the green. It's 71 cents up in the last hour. So it's 808. Still hasn't broke the 800 level yet. Palladium at $1,566 an ounce. It's up almost $5. We're going to look at Bitcoin. Bitcoin has a bit of a green candle forming here, although it looks like there's still some selling pressures. Down to about 11,000, but we're in 11,200. Ethereum. Okay, very similar candle. We're up 289. We're up $6.72. Interesting pattern. And that's where we shall leave it. Just refresh the crypto markets. Doctor Who. Hey, Doctor Who, man. How are you doing? He probably, yeah, I'm just going through here, but I prefer not to dip my cigars. I was thinking about becoming a male stripper just to buy silver. You've got an interesting mind there, S&P. Doctor Who, World Stalker, want to hear my latest coin story? I hate bullies. I also don't like using Listerine. Well, we got 15 watching, so guys, I'm going to have to, we got 5 minutes left. I'm going to show you this in the community post. If you guys get a chance, I'm going to just go in there now. Just waiting for the internet to kick in. There we go. Right, in the community posts, there's that article about the Max Kaiser one. Definitely check that out. Just going to go through some of my community posts while we have almost 15 in the chat. Doctor Who says apparently he studied at a very prestigious temple in China. I eat internet bullies for breakfast. Apparently, Mudspot says he's the guy to go through the Mudspot's the bully patrol. What's up, Doc? Try Acta SMP. It's better for your teeth. Right, here it is. This was the one. It says Bitcoin, the ultimate safe haven asset. COMEX manipulation of the silver market. Very interesting stuff. Worth a look. Max Kaiser is best. There it is. There. Obviously, I just had the wishing everyone a great 4th of July. There's another one here. Bitcoin has made hard money like gold fashionable again by Max Kaiser. And that's another great one. And that was 2 days ago. So definitely check those out. I'm going to check the Kitco news. They're pretty handy. You can always check them out on YouTube. They're pretty cool. So we're going to go to the Kitco channel. See if there's any latest feedback. Nope, all up to date with their videos. At least I think so. I'm going to check out now. Yep, all up to date with their videos. Right. Let's see, silver's fallen slightly, so down to 14.97. Just refreshing. S&P says, I was thinking about using silver Listerine instead of Crest. Doctor Who says, AppMex has one left for 2,800. Are we talking about the Germania? Oh, there you go. Doctor Who says, I bought 2 gold Germanias for $2,295 each. You're a legend, man. Doctor Who, are you gonna slab one of those? Are they graded? Why so expensive? That expensive? Yeah, $2,800. He said he picked up 2 there for 2,200. Goodbyes, Doctor Who. I want to see that. I want to see that video, man. Mudswat says, interesting idea. I wonder what silver would do to your teeth after long-term use. Well, yeah, I suppose it's been used in medicine and that for quite some time. It'd be interesting to see how that works out. We're up to 16 currently. Also, because Germanias have that premium, yeah. Germanias have that premium, yeah. Doctor Who Health Babe, it was a Meowlin Temple. I love that. That was very good. For anyone who's interested in getting free crypto, the link is in the description again. Just click on that link. It'll take you straight through the Coinbase if you don't have a Coinbase account. Learn about crypto and earn money doing it. There's about 3 or 4 cryptos that you can go there. You can check that out. So if you want to take advantage of it, you know what to do. Go to the description, click on the link. It'll take you straight through to Coinbase. Well, we got 1 minute left, everybody. S&P, thanks very much. Well, we're all finished up here now. I hope you guys have a fantastic afternoon there. You can hear the crows in the background. They're overexcited. We just need some donkeys, but it doesn't look like the donkeys are out. eBay has some listed for 4 to 5K. I'm definitely going to check that out, Doctor Who. See you all later. I need to go stack silver. Thanks so very much, all of you, for hanging out with myself. And it's always a pleasure chatting to you and showing you the having a look at the charts. Health Babe, thanks very much too. It was a great chat after the charts. I really enjoyed it. Something we might do again. I think we need to hit up a few topics there in regards to any future videos, any future chats that we do. Health Babe, I think that would be a good idea. Aussie Alchemist says Salami 7 Coinbase want a lot of personal info and didn't see offer. Yeah, look, you need to verify your account. That's all. I haven't added any bank accounts to mine, so literally you can get yourself verified, take the money and run if you want. That's one way to look at it. I mean, obviously they want to make sure that it's you, so obviously they are going to ask for some sort of personal identification. Otherwise says Silverlime 79. Sure, we can arrange a new stream in the future. Absolutely. Doctor Who says government mints has 18 of them, but they're grading them. I can bet you'll ask 6,000 for those. Wow. Mudswat, when Bitcoin was up to 12K, my brother sold his holdings and made $2,000. I kept mine and will buy again if it goes to 4K again. Well, all in due time. You never know. Thanks very much, everybody. Some shout outs. Doctor Who says he's going to flip one first. There we go. He's going to make some money on that. Precious metals updates. I did yesterday. Silver Limey 79. I got $36. There you go. Precious metals updates. He's just putting his toes in the market. Got himself $36. What are you going to do with that? Are you gonna just keep playing it, or are you going to cash out? Take that $36 and put it into something else. Hopefully, I'll get a notification because technically you've used the invite, so hopefully I might get a kickback. You never know. Lemonhead Penny, how you doing? So I just want to thank you all for dropping into the stream. Really appreciate it. We got Mudswat, Precious Metals Updates, Lemonhead Penny, S&P, World Stalker, Steve Rice, Doctor Who, Be Awesome, We've got Aussie Alchemist as well. Mr. Popzilla dropped in. And I mentioned S&P there earlier. And the one, the only, and World Stalker. And the one, the only, Health Babe. Thank you all very much. It's always a pleasure. We're up to 18 now, so we're obviously, I don't know, people had their lunches or their breaks now. They've just decided to drop in. But thank you again. And I'll see you. It's Friday, so probably live streaming on Monday again. I might do a stream on Sunday. I might do a stream. Just depends on the time. I've also got to do my own content as well, so I need to upload some videos. I've got a few videos I've got to upload, and I need to do the shout outs. I've got to do the shout out video, the weekly shout outs, and I've also got a Cornwall updates, which is probably going to go up on Sunday. So those will probably be the 2 videos for the week, and I got one coming tonight. So Health Babe says, glad to see your channel to grow with a group of good people. Thanks very much. Anyone here want to stack aluminium foil? Sucker for Silver. Look forward to it, SL. Well, thank you very much. Sucker for Silver as well. I missed you there. Thanks, guys, and have a great afternoon.